Hi, welcome to another Lawn Fawn video. Today we're going to make a fun whale card with background stamps, lacquer, and using a corner rounder in a new way. I'm also apologizing for the really bad filming angle. It was the only way I could get it today. So get ready for some fun shots. Alright, here we go with our angles here. We're starting off with a background stamp by Cornish Heritage Farms. And it is red rubber, but on the back it has a foam cling mount. It's not as sticky as the acrylic, but has the same exact effect that it clings to acrylic blocks. So what I'm going to do right now is take out a big 6x6 size acrylic block, and I just line up the edge of the background stamp with the edge of the block. That way I know it's straight. And this little tri-dotted polka dot stamp is just really cute. And then next I'm going to be taking out what seems to be my favorite ink lately, this Frost White Color Box ink, and I'm going to cover the entire background stamp with the ink. And I usually take the ink to the background stamp. It just is easier to see what you're doing and where you're going since it is such a big stamp. It covers the entire front of a card. So there we go. It's completely covered in white ink. And now I'm going to take it to my card. So here we go. This is a standard size card just as before, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm just going straight over that card, hoping for the best that I got it straight. And then I give really even pressure all around, because with these stamps you really have to do that to make sure, yeah, and then I just did loops there. Don't get too close to the edge because then you'll flip your thing up. But I ended up getting a good impression anyways, which is nice. So right now I'm just using this long block that my beautiful friend Jasmine gave me, and I'm using that to get this little border stamp going. And now I'm covering it in an ink called Soft Sky. Really great name. It's by Stampin' Up. And it's a beautiful color. I really like it. So I'm just making sure it's a really light ink, so I had to keep adding some coverage on. And right now I'm just taking a little white square with a blue scallop that I pre-cut before the show, like a cooking show, again. And I'm just stamping this scallop, and I want it to look like waves in an ocean. So I'm just stamping it right over, trying to get it perfectly centered. You know me, always doing that. And now I have what looks kind of like a cute little wave pattern. So there we go, and that stamp was by Sassafras Lass. And now we're looking at a stamp set by Muse, which has all these really cute animals and fun little, little wordings like "you're a ton of fun" and things like that. And so I'm getting this little whale out, putting him on my acrylic block, and I'm not sure why it's taking me so long there. Just making sure everything's centered. Anyways, even though with the whale you could really just put them on because you can see right through it, but for some reason I just always have to center things. I'm just getting some black ink on him. This is the Adirondack black ink that I use almost in every video. And then I'm just going to put this little whale right there in the middle of the waves, just to look like he's kind of jumping the waves. So there we go. And a perfect crisp impression. I really like these Muse stamps. They're really cute. Next thing I'm using is called a Copic or Copic Marker. I've never quite figured out the pronunciation, but there's people that are just extreme experts and color beautifully with these. Me, I'm just learning. That's one of the edges, is a chisel tip, but I like the edge right there, the brush tip, better. And what I'm doing is just creating little spouts of water coming out of his blowhole there. So I'm just using the markers. And once again, like I said, I'm not an expert in these. You can find a lot of videos on YouTube of people doing gorgeous stuff. I just like using them because the colors are vibrant. They just go on really easily, and it looks great with stamps. So I hope to keep getting better at using them, hopefully by watching some more videos of other people. So right now I'm just adding 2 shades of blue, one teal and one darker, just to add some dimension to the water coming out of the whale. And there's this little spout of water. And then I'm going to go next into coloring the whale. I'm just using a gray, and what you do is color in little tiny circles when you're coloring in, and it kind of gives a smoother look that way. And so I just kept coloring him in. Now you're just seeing me finish it up, and just making sure he's got full coverage there, and it's just a nice smooth look. I really like these markers. They're an alcohol ink, which just blends really well. Looks really pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to be punching out some hearts out of some red cardstock. This little punch is tiny but requires a whole lot of pressure, so you're going to see me really pushing down. Not quite sure why it's so hard, but I just continued punching to have 3 hearts, as you can see there. And then right now what I'm going to do is, these dimensionals I always use, you end up getting left with this sort of edge all around the pack, and you can cut that edge and use that too. You might as well use everything you have. No reason to throw it away just because the actual hexagons are gone. So I just cut off little pieces and use those, and it's great for something like this heart, because a hexagon shape would be way too big for it anyways. So just utilize all of your supplies, and it kind of helps you can make more. So all my hearts have their dimensionals on them, and I'm just going to be putting them now on the spouts of water that are coming out of the whale. So he's spouting hearts, so cute. So there we go, just putting them on, and then now you're going to see the final image there. But the heart's just kind of, I like how it's kind of coming off the rectangle. It gives a little more dimension, which I really like. And right now what I'm showing you is some glitter glue. It's the cheapy stuff from Michael's. It works really well, actually. So, a lot of the ones like Stickles that are more expensive work better, but this is pretty close and it's a lot cheaper. So anyways, I'm just putting some glitter all over the hearts. It's a clear glitter, so it just adds some kind of fun, sparkly dimension to the red hearts. And there I am, finishing it all up. And it just, it's just fun and cute and fun to do. And right now I'm adding something called Crystal Effects. It's a lacquer that I like using on my cards, and I'm going to use it on the water to make the water look realistic. It adds just more 3D to it. I just really like the look, and it makes it more fun. It makes it just kind of, cute for maybe like a kid's card or something where they like 3D and, seeing things look really realistic. So even though it's a cartoon whale, he has realistic water. So right now, here's my corner rounder, my beloved corner rounder, and I'm going to show you something new that we can do with it. There's this little plastic guard that comes on these that you can take off really easily. You just kind of have to bend the plastic a little. So I just take it off. And what I'm going to do is center it in the middle of my card and push it all the way up to the top, and I'm going to punch out what ends up being this sort of, rounded edge shape. So anyways, there I go, making sure I'm in the middle again, and I'm going to punch it out. And what I'm actually creating is a scalloped border on my card that's a much wider scallop than the border punches I've shown you in other videos. So right now what you do is you take the edge of the first scallop and you put it, see that little edge, you let a little bit of it show in the left edge of your scallop, of your corner rounder, and you create your second scallop. So there you can see that second scallop, and right now I just kept doing that both directions, and I'm just finishing up the card with the last one punched off, and you get a really cute border that way. And right now I'm just putting the plastic edge back on, because what happens is if you forget to put that back on, then you'll start trying to wonder why your corner rounder doesn't work as a corner rounder anymore. That actually happened to me. I forgot about that plastic edge, so I try to do that right away. So anyways, 2 ways to use one product. And then right now I've taken a pink satin ribbon that's really pretty, and this part actually took me like 20 minutes. I just really can't tie bows very well, but I just put it around the card, and I'm tying a little bow. And one of my tricks to tying the bows is once it's done, I actually put a glue dot underneath the bow to hold the bow down. Sometimes I even put it a little bit on either side of underneath the ribbon to hold it down, because if not, the ribbon kind of slides around, and that just bugs me personally, and it keeps your bow, looking perfect. So there I go, still trying to tie the bow. I wish there was a secret. People have tried to teach me secrets, but I think it's just one of those things that tiny satin ribbon is just hard to tie in a bow. But there I go, I finally got it done. And I'm just gonna, have right there, I'm gonna cut off those end tails, and just, I'll be doing that next, but I'll fast forward through it. And then right now I've let my lacquer and my glitter dry. You want to let it dry before, if not you're gonna end up, letting it run all over the place. And I'm putting dimensionals on as usual, and putting them on there, and then I'm just gonna center it over the card. And right now, there I go, it's just centered, and yeah, I'm just going through it. Excuse me, I've got a lot of ums today. You have to excuse me, I'm a little bit off. I'm not feeling that well, as my voice is a little scratchy. So anyways, here is my card with its cute scalloped edge. And also I scalloped edge for the front and the back, so it matches. If you'd like to, check out my blog or check out my shop. There are the links. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.